Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Man, I just got through watching a video by Minister Jap where him and a young lady were talking about what women bring to the table, right? Now this video was completely her idea, and throughout the video he gave her every opportunity, you know, to put her spiel out there, right? And from the word go, she started just digging a hole and never really got a point across. It got to the point where she got so mad that she just hung up and disconnected the call, right? And I came to the conclusion that, you know, just like there are several men that are just now learning manhood, you know, there are several women who have absolutely no clue on what they should bring to the table, right? So today, man, I want to talk to you. I want to give you the heads up on what a woman must bring to the table. Let's talk about it. Seek ye wise counsel. Now, if a man wants expertise on, let's say, for example, stocks and bonds, he goes to an investor. If he wants information on real estate, he goes to a real estate agent, right? But for those everyday decisions that a man makes, if a woman is going to be in his life, she has to be his advisor, right? There was a quote or a tweet or something from Killer Mike, you know, a while back. And I'm paraphrasing. He made a comment like, I think he was getting ready to buy some cars or whatever. And he said that his wife came and kind of led him toward, you know, making other investments into real estate. And he said that decision alone, you know, made my portfolio worth millions, right? And that's what a woman must bring to the table. Your woman must be your advisor. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I say advisor, this is what I mean. You know, as men, we're always on the go. You know, whether it's going to our 9 and 5 and getting it, whether it's starting new businesses, whether it's networking with other brothers, you know what I'm saying? We're always in the trenches. And if you're going to have a woman in your life, you know, she has to be that person that's up on the hill with the binoculars watching what's going on, ready to advise you. You know what I'm saying? She has to be that person that's watching your back. You know, she has to be that person that's watching, you know, what's coming your way and can fill you in on it. You know what I'm saying? The other day I was watching, you know, that latest interview with Fantasia and her husband, and she was talking about women submitting and all this stuff. And then she made a comment. She says, yes, I'm the neck and my husband is the head. And I'm not gonna lie, when she first said that, I was like, whoa, like, that don't even sound right, right? But once I began to think about it, it made sense. You know what I'm saying? But because of course the man is the leader. He's the decision maker, right? But that woman needs to have the ability to turn that man's head in different directions. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean he's not the decision maker. You know, he still has the ability, you know, to make the decision or to veto anything. But that woman should be able to show him several different directions. You know what I mean? You know, going back to military terms, you know, when you look at a sniper, every sniper has a spotter. Now, that sniper is the one pulling the trigger. But once he makes that first shot, that spotter is sitting right there saying, hey, you know what? You're too high. You're too low. Enemies coming this direction. Enemies coming from this direction. You know, a woman has to be that spotter in your life if she's going to be there at all. You know what I'm saying? So guys, this is one thing that a woman must bring to the table. She must be your advisor. Another thing that a woman must bring to the table is the ability to be your confidant, right? So I was at an event here recently, you know, birthday party for my boy Sid. And as I was roaming around, you know, just rubbing elbows with other solid brothers, you know, I came across this brother, and me and him just started chopping it up, you know. I didn't know him, he didn't know me. We just started chopping it up, you know, doing what men do. And the brother was married. He was kind of telling me about him and his wife, and they had been together since he was, I mean, super young. And the brother just started talking about him going through a time frame, or a period rather, where, you know, certain days of the week, he would just go hang with his boys, you know, whether it's going to the bar, have drinks, whether it's, you know, going to smoke cigars, whatever it was, just chopping up with his boys. And he said that after a while, he just noticed that, you know, his mindset was different than his boys. You know, they would be out and about, and they would be talking about something that was irrelevant, or they'd be wanting to do something that really made no sense. And he said he just distanced himself from his boys. And he said as him and his wife started hanging out, he said, she became this, you know, pretty much ace boom. And what's weird is that after that point, you know, I always talk about reciprocation. I always talk about, you know, some of the works of Neville Goddard, some of the works of Napoleon Hill, you know, that spiritual benefit when two people come together, right? And that's what this brother just explained, right? He said that once him and his wife started getting that bond and she became his confidant, that things just started exploding for him. The brother was a professional athlete, you know, and all this came afterwards, and I didn't know that, right? But life just started going in a positive direction for the brother. And the thing is, if you're going to have a woman in your life, she has to be your confidant, man. She has to be your quote unquote ride or die. She has to be included in that part of your life. Now, don't get it twisted, because I believe people need space. Trust me, I'm introverted to the 10th power, and it's important that I get my own time. But I've been in a relationship with a woman where I would say things like, hey, you know what? Let's go to this car show, or hey, let's go do this, or let's go watch this movie. And it was always an excuse because she just wasn't into that thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying it's important. If a woman is going to be in your life, it's important to have your own lives, but she has to be that confidant. You know, if you like going out to the sports bar, you know, she needs to be comfortable or have a good time going to that sports bar with you. If you want to go to the strip clubs, you know, you should have the ability to bring her with you. If you want to go watch drag races, or if you want to go to the library, whatever you're into, it's important that you and that woman that's in your life can vibe on that level and do those things. Because brother, if two people are just so opposite, it's not gonna work. And like I said, when two people start becoming closer and closer, man, there are several spiritual benefits that come with that. So a woman must be your confidant. Now, last but definitely not least, what a woman must bring to the table is that she must be a source of light. And this is what I mean, right? So take the single man. You know, the single man, you know, is in the trenches all day, right? And he gets done with his grind. He comes home to an empty, quiet house. And that source of life for that man is going to either be the gym, you know, it could be meditating, it could be reading, it could be watching a series of YouTube videos to get motivation. But what that man is just going to do, you know, naturally is seek some form of light. You know what I'm saying? Now, the man that's in a relationship, that time seeking that light is going to be cut short because he's in a relationship, right? So that time that he spends with that woman, he has to get that same benefit. He has to recharge, you know what I'm saying? And the thing that most women don't understand is that they must be a source of light, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the way it is now. This is the way that society has made it, right? You know, a man gets up, goes to his grind every day, but at the same time, a woman is doing the exact same thing. So at the end of the day, they both come home and they're both in the same mindset. They're both in the same state. They're both drained from the day. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that you can't expect is for two drained people to come together and to get something positive out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, what a man doesn't need in his everyday life, right? A man, when he comes home, what he doesn't want to hear about is all the drama that happened at her job that day. A man doesn't want to hear about all the gossip that took place on Facebook. A man doesn't care, you know, if Tommy got shot on Power or whatever took place on television. What a man needs is a regurgitation on what he's poured into that woman. You know, what a man needs is for her to be that light. So number 3, guys, one thing that a woman must bring to the table is light. So to bring this all together, right? You know, we always talk about the 5% women and the 95% women, right? Now, in this conversation, the 95% women, they aren't even considered. You know, like they aren't even in the conversation. You know, to have this kind of conversation, we're strictly talking about the 5% woman. You know, the quote unquote virtuous woman, right? And before, you know, us as men, before we even look at this woman, it's imperative that we first look at ourselves, right? And I'll tell you why. Because when I talked about that woman being an advisor, when I talked about that woman being light, that woman, you know, that small percentage of women, they only want to be a reflection of the man that you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm always talking about the hierarchy. You know what I mean? Source, man, and everything else falls below that. But because that woman, that real woman, is going to be looking to you as a source. You know, that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about life, you know, she gets that from you. And as you pour this into that woman, you know, she cultivates this and she pours it back into you. You know, you've heard me say several times that a woman works as a supercharger. You know what I mean? And when you hear brothers talk about, you know, yeah, this woman makes me a better man, that's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. You know, so at the end of the day, guys, you know, what a woman needs to bring to the table is just the ability to be a woman. It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out.
Eddie!